Years back when the Q7 was launched in India, well, it took the country by storm and almost everyone dreamed of having one. A lot of film stars, celebrities and politicians and a lot of powerful people in the country went ahead and bought the Q7 because it had a brilliant, bold, muscular design and it just exuded muscle and power. Now, over the years, a lot of luxury SUVs have entered that segment and the Q7 also has undergone changes to maintain its position. And what we have got here is the Audi Q7 Facelift, which was recently launched in the country, and it gets changes in the exterior, interior and some minor powertrain changes too. So how is it overall as a package? Is it still as brilliant as the first Q7 was, and is it still a strong contender in the full-size luxury SUV segment or not? Let's find out. Now, one of the key reasons why Audi has managed to sell over 10,000 of the Q7 in India is its design. Now, with this facelift version, well, it's not a big change in terms of design, but there are subtle tweaks made to give it a sharper and a more premium look. Up front, you will notice this grille, which has been given a revised design. Also, the vertical chrome elements give it a different look. The logo is different, and now we are seeing this on new Audis. The 2D logo looks quite good in my opinion. And then the bumper and the air intakes too have been revised. The headlamp design, again, if you'll see, the LED DRL positioning has been changed, and all of this gives the Q7 a bit more premium, a bit more refined and a sharper look. Once you move towards the side, well, the alloy wheels, the 20-inch alloy wheels, they have a new design. The rest of the silhouette and the body remains the same, but then at the back, again, you've got a revised diffuser with updated exhaust trims. All of this put together, not a big change. You won't make it out from a distance, but yes, when you see the Q7 up close, you will realize there's something new to it that looks a bit more sharper, a bit more better. And now let's talk about the cabin of the Q7, which hasn't changed much. The key changes would include, the two new color options you get, one of being this, a different shade of brown, and it looks pretty nice, I must say, adds a bit of a premium flavor to the cabin. And beyond that, the dashboard layout, the entire design, it is the same. And that's not a bad thing at all, because the Q7 to start with had one of the nicest and cleanest interiors in any luxury SUVs, and it continues. So why fix something when it ain't broke? And I think that philosophy works well. Beyond that, if you see the instrument cluster, of course, it's something that is very customizable. MMI cockpit, so you can also have your navigation data not just here but here, which makes it far more safer and easier for the driver to focus on the road, because you no longer have to take your eyes off. Also, there's a bit of new graphics in here, and I quite like these graphics. So you can just change the way the instrument cluster looks, so that's a nice thing. And beyond that, everything else remains the same. It continues to be a feature-loaded cabin. It's got a massive panoramic sunroof, it's got climate control, it's got the dual screen setup where you use the lower screen for your climate controls, whereas the top layer screen is your infotainment touchscreen. So it works well, and beyond that, the seats themselves are good, very comfortable, nice support. It's got wireless charging function for your smartphone, but more importantly, now it comes with an Audi phone box. So while you can put your phone there, it will get charged. Everything else in terms of connectivity will happen. Audi claims keeping your phone there in that phone box will also improve network reception, and that will improve your call quality, especially when you're going through places like when you're going through underpasses or small tunnels or something like that, when you tend to lose signal and you go into a mode of hello, hello. So they say that will not happen anymore. So that's a good thing to have. Back seat continues to be great in terms of space. It's adjustable, so you can push it forward, push it back. You can also change the angle of recline. And as far as the center passenger is concerned, the third passenger in the middle, well, there is a transmission tunnel, and that means that you can have three people sitting abreast, but it won't be very comfortable for the person who's in the center. But yeah, beyond that, the seat is good. You've got good amount of headroom as well, and you've got air conditioning vents. All of that is there, pretty standard stuff. But the Q7 has always been a 3-row SUV. This continues to have a third row. Getting in and getting out is not the easiest, but not hard as well. So you just need to flip the seat, then again basically just flip it a second time. The good thing is, to get the third row of seats up and down, all you need to do is press buttons, because they are electrically operated. The seats will go up to their position. Once you're inside them, space at best is for children. You can have adults sitting there. You'll have to push the middle row of seats a bit forward to, just allow some bit of seating. But once you do that, adults, I think at best would be there for shorter durations. Kids also not for too long. So yes, if you want to do a quick city run with 7 people, you can do that. You have that option. But keep in mind, once you have all 3 rows up, the boot space is not enough to have luggage of 7 people. But once you have the third row down, you've got a massive boot space at your disposal, and that means it becomes the perfect getaway car for a family. Comfortable, spacious, loaded to the brim with features. But how is it to drive? Now, again, that's one more department where not much has changed, and it continues to retain the same powertrain. 3-liter TFSI petrol engine producing about 340 horsepower, 500 Newton meters of torque, made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission. Nothing's changed. Same quattro, all-wheel drive, and this means it continues to be a delightful SUV to drive. Now, keep in mind, the Q7 is a large SUV. And because it's large, it's also heavy. But the powertrain has enough power to mask that weight. And in short, what you get is an SUV that doesn't mind going fast. It accelerates in an impressive manner right from a standstill. Even when you're on the roll, again, in-gear acceleration is very good. You can get up to high triple-digit speeds effortlessly. And what I love about this engine is its refinement. Boy, oh boy, you need to experience it. It feels as if the lubrication being used in this engine is not engine oil, but cream instead. It's that smooth, and that's what makes it such a delight to drive. Yes, when you want to go fast, you can put it into dynamic mode, get the gearbox into the sports mode, and it holds on to the revs higher. It makes a little bit more sound. Everything gets hunkered down. The suspension goes down. It's got an air suspension, so it will go down in dynamic mode. When you put it in off-road mode, it will lift to let you go over obstacles. But everything just tightens up when you want it to, and everything just loosens up and becomes comfortable and practical again when you want it to. In terms of handling, again, it's got quattro, like I said earlier, so it doesn't mind going around high-speed corners at all. There's a lot of grip available, and it's a large SUV, so keep in mind there is a fair amount of body roll. It doesn't mind taking those turns, but you will have to endure that body roll. That said, sharp turns, 1 or 2 is okay, but too many sharp turns in a sequence is not something that the Q7 likes, and it shouldn't be a problem because it's not made for that purpose. It's a luxury people mover, and for that objective and from that perspective, I think it does a great job in terms of handling. It doesn't mind going fast, so for one of those days when you want to go fast, have fun, you want to go drive around the ghat section, the Q7 will not let you down. Ride quality is great. It's got very good suspension setup, and like I said earlier, air suspension. So whenever you want it to be plush, you can just at the touch of a button put it into comfort mode, and you can make it very plush, so it goes over obstacles, potholes in a gliding manner. And I mean, that's what the Q7 is all about, right? A luxury and a comfortable SUV. So at that, I think it does a phenomenal job. Now, when you round it all up, should you buy a Q7? Well, if you're out there looking for a luxury SUV, which is great in terms of driving, very refined, offers you good amount of space, a good set of features, is elegant and delightful to look at, well, those are the traits that the Q7 offers. Yes, some might argue that for an SUV that costs close to a crore, ex-showroom for its top variant, it doesn't have things like, an HUD projection on the windshield, soft closing doors. Yeah, these are things that one likes to have. It's a feel-good factor, but at the end of the day, they are not must-have. They are not features that can be, a break-it thing for any kind of car decision. Yeah, you would have those people who would, at some party, those pesky people, they would say, "Oh, Sarita, your doors do not soft close themselves. My car does that." Yeah, I mean, if you're not one of those pesky individuals, I don't think it makes any sense to really nitpick upon a car for not having soft closing doors or an HUD projection. I mean, beyond that, the Q7 offers everything and anything that one wants from a luxury family SUV. And at the price of a little over 98 lakh rupees ex-showroom, I think the Q7 continues to be one of the strongest contenders in its segment as of today. Well, if you like this video, then please hit that subscribe button, press that little bell icon and share it as well.